Yo, what is up, Crocs and clan members, anime fans, and others who stumbled upon this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, and I'm giddy right now because normally this video would be considered an anime time with Soresan, but because the shows I haven't watched it in forever, and it's technically a viewer slash kind of friend of mine wanted me to make this video, so it's technically going to be considered a viewer requested video. So you know what? Let's just go with it and see how it goes. So, essentially, we're going to be talking about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, if I were ever to actually, like, put down a list of my top 10 favorites of all time, which I know I've done in the past, but the first one I made was completely stupid. I was like, I honestly didn't know what the heck I was doing. The second one is a lot closer. Of course, you know, with new shows that I keep watching, I keep, kind of like seeing if I like them more than the past ones. But there's certain shows that are always going to maintain in the top 10 list. And technically Brotherhood is one of them. I don't think that really there is a show, well, I mean, obviously there's shows that I like more than Brotherhood, but I don't think there's a show that can really knock Brotherhood off my top 10 favorites of all time. It's kind of it's a very intriguing story with me. I watched the original Fullmetal Alchemist back when I was I don't even remember how old I was. I think I was like 12. I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, I watched the original Fullmetal Alchemist, just no Brotherhood in title. And I kind of remember seeing most of it, but then something happened to where I couldn't see the rest. I don't remember what the thing was, but I ended up going back to it a couple years later, watching the whole thing from the very beginning to the end. I watched the movie that went along with the first series, and it was all good. And then I saw that there was Brotherhood, and I thought that Brotherhood was a sequel to the original. When I delved into it and I started seeing things, I actually ended up having to research the thing because I was confused, right? It didn't sound like it was a sequel. It sounded like it was like another version. And then when I read about it, apparently Brotherhood is the one that follows the manga. And I was like, oh, so this is technically the real thing. That was kind of like an anime version of it. Like it was kind of like, I know it's really weird to draw that parallel, but think of it like Black Butler, like the second half of season 1 and season 2 are just completely non-canon. Basically, that's the way Fullmetal Alchemist the regular was. It had things that were canon, but then it had like just original concepts in there, whereas Brotherhood actually follows the story. And to me, when I started watching Brotherhood, since I grew up with the original, or the other one, I was kind of upset. I didn't like some of the things, some of the changes. But then again, it was supposed to be the real version. So, but I ended up liking it while I kept watching it, and I ended up saying this is definitely better than the other one. And then I kept watching it, I kept enjoying it. I personally speaking, I prefer the ending for Brotherhood than the ending for the original one, because I feel like the original one, they try to tie it into the movie, so that ending was complete bull. Whereas this one, I just liked it. I enjoyed it way more than the other one. Plus, it's canon, so it's supposed to be the better one. I also watched the movie for it, actually not that long ago. I think it was like a couple months ago that I watched. I think it was like The Star of Milos or something like that. I ended up waiting till it got an English dub version. I couldn't watch this show sub. This is one of the few animes that I've ever seen that I needed to be in English. I can't handle it in Japanese. It bothers me. Other would be Pokemon, Soul Eater, or freaking Digimon for all intents and purposes. Shows like that, I need them in English. And Brotherhood is no exception. I need to show in English. So I actually waited for Star of Milos to be dubbed, and then I watched it, and I was like, yeah. But anyway, so one of the things that my buddy, my friend, Chris RS, that's the name of the YouTube channel, he wanted me to talk about my favorite characters. Well, I honestly just like I actually like most of the characters in the show, which is really rare. I know I've probably sounded like I've said this, oh, I like everybody. No, but for the most part, I do tend to like very few characters. Uh, in some cases, it's usually side characters. I rarely go for the main character. Wow, that sounded really weird. And most of the time, I tend to like the side characters more because they're not the main character. So when they get a push, they kind of shine, and you're like, oh my gosh, this guy's cool. I mean, for example, Naruto. Shikamaru is my favorite character in Naruto, not Naruto. So he's a side character. But anyways, I'm getting off track. I like most of the characters. I really do. I highly enjoy everybody. But Ed, oh my gosh, Ed is such a boss. Like I always like smart characters. I really do. I know that I watched Naruto. Freaking Naruto's a retard. But look at my favorite character, Shikamaru. My second favorite, Neji. Tend to like smart characters. Yes, I do like the occasional buffoon, like in Soul Eater. Black Star was kind of my favorite character, alongside obviously Soul, and they're kind of stupid. So I do like stupid characters. But wow, Ed is just a boss. I like the way he strategizes. I like the way he plans things out during the fight and to kind of get the advantage. He basically fights to gain the advantage and then take you down. Like, he doesn't just go book it in and just be like, hey, I'm going to... He thinks about it. He analyzes, and then he adapts to the situation. He's able to read his opponent. And yes, there were a couple of situations where he probably could have done a little bit better. But the point is, Ed always tries to think. He's always trying to map out the fight. Like whether it's happening right then, and he needs to come up with it right there on the spot. And his teamwork with Al just worked almost all the time. To be quite honest, the way he fights is just meant to be strategic. It works, and it works. It's for a show like this where most of the villain characters are smart anyways, except for the few, like what is it? Gluttony is not that smart, and Sloth is just an idiot. So, like, yeah, there's those characters, but for the most part, the other bad guys are actually pretty smart, except for like Lin, which is what was it? I think it was Pride. No, he wasn't Pride. He was. The heck was he? I can't remember right now. Was he Pride? No, because Pride was the ruler, and then Wrath was his son. Envy was the redhead. Lust was the woman. Sloth was the big guy. Why can I not remember the freaking name for Ling? Ling's other form. Gosh dang it, I can't even remember right now. I feel bad right now because he's actually my favorite villain. Wow, I feel really dumb right now. I'm gonna have to look it up. I have to look it up. Greed. That's what he is. He's Greed. I had to look it up. I had to cut that because it was really like stupid phone wasn't working. Greed. That's the one. I can't believe I forgot his name. Like he was a smart guy, and he was able to like the fights between him and Ed were badass because they were both smart. I like Winry was the whole love thing between Ed and Winry was hilarious because it felt like one-sided most of the time, but you know that it wasn't one-sided, so it made me laugh most of the time. And just all this show actually gives you emotions. Like when Juan died, oh my gosh, I still remember I cried during that. And I watched the original one too. I cried during that too. I don't even care. I'm gonna admit it. It's very feely. Like Colonel Mustang's when he went pissed off, like he completely annihilated Lust just because of that whole thing. Oh my goodness, he was pissed off. Oh my gosh. Speaking of Mustang, he's also a badass, and then he has, Hawkeye with him. You always knew there was gonna be something between those two, and they kept trying to go, no, and like, yeah, no, you guys go ahead with that. And then Lieutenant Lieutenant freaking Armstrong. Oh my gosh. Not Lieutenant, Major Mustang. Or, damn it, Major Armstrong. Oh my gosh, I still remember the moments with him. It's so hilarious, especially when we meet his sister. That part was hilarious because she's more of a badass than he is, and he's always been shown to be like really powerful and strong. Oh my gosh. It's a really good show. It's a really great show. In fact, it should be considered one of the best animes ever made because it truly is. Brotherhood is just it's just on this level to where I mean I know that I like other shows more than Brotherhood and that are less than Brotherhood. Okay, but that show is on a level of its own. It has the emotion, it has the action, it has the comedy, and it just has the storyline that is just so. It just draws you in, like it draws you in and won't let go. It will not let go, and you will be hooked on that, and you're just gonna be like, whoa, man, this is like, oh my gosh, it's like the greatest thing I've ever seen. Except it's not for me because I like other shows. Anyways, the point of the matter is, this is one of the greatest shows ever made. It is literally one of the best animes ever made. One of the best stories ever made. And it's just a fun, awesome, badass show. And if you've never watched this show, I don't know what the heck is wrong with you, but you need to go look at it right now. You need to watch all the episodes and the movie. Just for that. Just because you took so long. And I'm being serious. This is a show that anybody that calls himself an anime fan must watch. And I'm being legit serious. If you say you're an anime fan and you've never watched Brotherhood, or at least Fullmetal Alchemist, then you're not an anime fan. And I'm being straight up. This show is a staple. It is a standard for anybody that considers themselves an anime fan, an anime lover, and just somebody who enjoys the art of anime. So if you haven't watched it and you call yourself an anime fan, shame on you for doing that. You can't call yourself an anime fan. Go watch the show and then come back and tell me that you're an anime fan, and I'll believe you. That's it. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry if I came off kind of mean, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Just deal with it. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Chris, if you watched this video, let me know in the comments. I hope you liked it. In fact, I can just talk to you tomorrow, to be honest, because I have class with you. This video is actually not even going to go up today anyways. It's going to go up, like, tomorrow. Yeah, this video is going to go up tomorrow. Let's just leave it at that. Anyways, guys, this has been SoresanCrockxen. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in future videos.